everything that you need to be happy and live a great life and be fulfilled, you already have. When it comes to finding a partner, what you would want is someone who's not going to directly hinder that. At the end of the day, Nick and I do not need each other, but we are pretty freaking fantastic together. So I wrote a blog article and I wanted to do a video about it too, because what a great time to be single. I mean, really, truly, because years ago, me and Nick would always say, like, oh my gosh, thank goodness we're not in the dating game right now, because stuff is wild out there, right? So, but now I'm thinking, like, what an awesome time it would be to be single, simply because we're empowering single people a lot more. We're talking about the benefits of staying single, of loving yourself first and going through that whole process before you're even looking to be in a relationship with someone. So there's a lot more support of the idea and of the fact that it's okay to be single, and it's actually preferred in some situations. And so I'm thinking of how I want to kind of like teach that to our kids. I want to instill in them knowing that it's okay to be single, and you should love yourself and be able to provide for yourself solely before you look to have a relationship with someone. And so then it begs the question of, like, what would this person even look like, be like, act like? If I fulfill everything for myself, I don't need someone to be happy because I'm already happy with myself. Single people now, I feel like, should have such a high standard for anyone that they bring into that inner circle, because it's such a sacred place right now. To bring someone into that space, you should proceed with caution. And I heard this quote that, in my mind, I broke it up into two different actionable steps. So the quote is, find someone to break generational curses with. And I feel like it just encompasses everything that I've learned about marriage and what would make a beneficial partner, because one, it forces you to get real self-reflective. What are the things that your family struggles with financially, health-wise? What's something that it seems to be a struggle for your family to break out of? And when it comes to finances, this is on both sides of the spectrum, right? You could have a generational curse of not having enough, always seeming to live paycheck to paycheck, everyone in your immediate or extended family. Or on the opposite, having no real substantial relationships with family members, because finances are always more important and always what is focused on more. So you can have financial generational curses, but it's specific to your family. So one, I'm big on being self-aware. So that's why I think this quote, number one, it's so awesome. Now, here's where the second part comes in, because we all know there are frauds and phonies out there. So, for example, if you've said that, you're on the side of the financial spectrum, someone catches your eye and you start dating someone who is an entrepreneur, and every now and then they're dropping business monologues, talking about figures and their business over here and the houses that they flipped over there, and you're like, oh, boom, set, I got it. This is the thing, right? This is the thing that we're gonna break that curse. Well, here's the thing. It's a family curse because you're not good at it. You're not good at identifying the way to avoid or the way out of these certain situations. And that entrepreneur that you're dating is 12 credit cards deep, hanging on the cliff, and you're ready to jump and hold their hand with them. So this is why the second part is so important. Once you identify what it is, you yourself strive to become the expert in that area. Oh, well, I thought that was kind of the point of finding the person. Here's the thing. It's still your responsibility. You're just looking for someone who's not going to directly hinder that. For example, if you're someone who likes to go out and you want a partner that likes to go out and hang out with friends, go to bars, do all these things together, but you have a history of heart disease, maybe finding someone who is social but is also health conscious is how you make that I want someone who is social be a little more specific to what you might actually want in someone. This is going to help you also identify the phonies. If you are going to financial conventions and you are signing up for, credit webinars and email lists and getting that knowledge yourself, not only are you going to be able to identify someone who is phony in that area, you're also going to now be in the space of people who are doing that, again, making it easier for you to come across your ally. And that's, again, what your partner is an ally. Everything that you need to be happy and live a great life and be fulfilled, you already have. When it comes to finding a partner, what you would want is someone who's going to respect that sacred space that you've already created and help you level up in the areas that are just a little wobbly. I'm speaking not from the experience of I did this when I was looking for a spouse. This is strictly because of observing the way that Nick and I push each other, and the way that that friction that we have from being so different and having expertise in different areas has helped our marriage. Things that I am just trash at, he's really good at. And so it's all about having an ally, a partner, somebody to, lean against, lean with, not really, just kind of, oh, take care of me. So just recapping, the quote is, find someone who will help you break generational curses with. And the 2 steps are, 1, getting real self-aware, might get a little uncomfortable. And then 2, you begin learning everything that you can about that topic. And then that way, you also identify the fakes and the phonies. And just to be clear, I did see that this term is used towards things that are not within people's control, such as government interference with keeping certain groups of people suppressed. I'm talking more so on the individual level, things that we can actively avoid. I think another way of saying it is bad habits, breaking the bad habits that your family typically has. What is your pre-marriage advice or marriage advice?